Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome back to Formula Amateur, where today we are discussing my top 10 drivers for 2025. Why top 10? Well, because top 21 is a bit of an awkward number, and I feel like there are certain people that I wouldn't know how to describe my feelings about theirs. There things some are positive, but I feel like my top 10 is just a bit more, up there, and it's always up for debate. So feel free to let me know if you disagree, if you agree. I am always happy to hear what you have to say. So let's get into my top 10 drivers of 2025. Okay, so I'm going to start from number 10 up to 1, with number 10 being Fernando Alonso. His recovery from an unlucky start in the year was a tough watch, but luckily he was able to sort that out, and he was going from strength to strength, especially in Spain onwards, occasionally battling Bortoleto, which is also good fun considering that he's his manager, so it is a very strange arrangement there, but all's well that ends well. And I just think that he, especially being able to outshine Stroll for yet another year, because he's done so well. Stroll has been beaten by almost all of his teammates he's ever had, but being able to outshine him so much just gives me hope that perhaps one day that Fernando Alonso will get his third world title, and that's honestly on my wish list of things to happen, because the man deserves it. It's been almost 20 years since his last title, and honestly he has shown more than on one occasion that he's worthy of another title, so it'll be great to see. And then in number 9, it's Ollie Behrman. He's been the best scorer for Haas in a very long time. He is also the record breaker for a Haas driver in terms of how many points finishes he managed to have in a row, starting in I believe it was Singapore, and ending I believe he didn't get any points in Qatar because they had to save the engine, but then managed to recover that with an excellent race in Abu Dhabi as well. And I think even though he was so prone to getting penalties due to rookie mistakes, you have to expect that some of them probably count less as rookie mistakes because of the seriousness of them, like speeding in the pit lane and then crashing, things like that. Hopefully that has taught him a lot for next year not to do those things, and improve even more next year. Maybe seeing him up in the top 10 in the championship, that would be a great thing to see as well. And now in number 8, I have to put Charles Leclerc, because at least one Ferrari driver has to be in the top 10, and him being the only podium scorer for Ferrari, I feel like it shows that there are some possibilities with that car. He managed to perform miracles in a subpar Ferrari, and I feel like if he's able to do that, obviously with Hamilton, him having his first go at it in a Ferrari, learning the ropes, and also having some issues with the team not really listening to him, but that's what we expect from Ferrari nowadays. They don't listen to any driver, they just know what they like and how they do things, and have done them since forever. But I feel like Charles Leclerc deserves some sort of a position in the top 10, because he was able to, as I said, perform miracles to put himself on the podium 7 times, although he didn't win a race, but it's better than nothing. But also, props to Hamilton for even getting a win in the sprint in China, even though China did not go well for Ferrari either, because they were disqualified for 2 different reasons. But it's the boys are fighting their own mutual enemy, which is Ferrari, who is also giving them paychecks. So it's a difficult time for both of them. In number 7, it has to be Nico Hülkenberg. His epic podium in a Sauber is his first ever podium, 239 races. It just shows you should never give up. If you're really in for, if you really believe in yourself, you can do it, even if it takes some time, even if it takes 15 years, and even if you're in a car that is not expected to ever do well, the car that has only won one race in the history of the team, and that was last in 2008, where the legend Robert Kubica won, my own countryman. And the podium was a fabulous time. I wish he got more props from it when he actually got onto the podium. He was sort of ignored by the McLaren guys, but the love and support he got for finally achieving that dream, and obviously the next thing for him is a win, so hopefully Audi can do that, because I would love to see him be a race winner. The man deserves everything and more, in my opinion. And then in 6th, it's Isaac Hadjar, who proved everyone wrong. They were skeptical of him at first when they had to do a little reshift of things when they let Perez go and then put initially Lawson into Perez's seat, and then there was an empty space at Racing Bull, so they put Hadjar in there, but they were skeptical of him because they knew that he is a bit of he's known for being a bit angry on the radio and losing his temper, but he managed to tone that down. And he had a bad start in Australia where he spun out on the formation lap, but this is the guy's first ever race in Formula 1, and to recover so well from that moment, and also to not listen to Helmut Marko when he said that it made him look weak and he shouldn't be crying or whatever. Instead, sometimes you have to take the advice of people, such amazing people like Lewis Hamilton's dad, instead of someone who should have long retired from the sport and is now retiring from the sport, because not everyone's intentions are well perceived and not well intended. And if we can all be more like Lewis Hamilton's dad, then I feel we would live in a much better world. And then in 5th, it's Carlos Sainz, who's got 2 podiums for a Williams that hasn't had a podium since 2017 and hasn't had such a great year since, I believe, 2017 or 2015. And so to resurge so much in a team that was constantly crashing last year to one that has beaten their score from last year so many times. Last year they had 17 points, this year they have 120 more than that, and going from P9 to P5 is an amazing achievement. And obviously we can't forget Alex Albon, but he's been at that team for much longer than Carlos, so I feel like his ability to jump in and finally be an equal to Alex Albon instead of a teammate that would just do for the time being, I feel like it's a great match. And I feel like the way he felt at the beginning when he first signed and how he felt about the fact that he has to leave his Ferrari seat to go to Williams has completely changed to how he feels about the team now, with the way that both of them were able to recover and manage to turn things around. And props to James Vowles and the whole Williams team, both at the tracks and in Grove. And then in 4th, it's George Russell. Mercedes were being able to be put into contention. He won 2 races. He has a great teammate in Antonelli, but he's a rookie. He didn't win a race, but to be able to to give Mercedes that ability to be put into contention, to go from 4th to 2nd, is a great achievement for both of the boys. But I feel like George was more consistent in his ability to get the car up there, with Antonelli having so many struggles in the European season. That did drop him down a few pegs there, whereas George Russell, he's more experienced. He knows how to handle these situations, or what situations not to put himself in. He is also the only one who has managed to complete 99.99% of the laps this year, with the only laps missing. There are 2, and that was because he had a drive-through penalty in Monaco for crossing a chicane when he was avoiding getting hit by Albon. That was the only thing that really put him out of the 100% score, but still to be able to do that when no other driver was able to do so this year, I feel it's a great achievement for him indeed. And then in third, it has to be Max Verstappen. He may not always be everybody's cup of tea, but he never gave up, and when the leadership in Red Bull has changed and he felt more listened to and more appreciated, you could see the effects of that going into the team, and he was able to put himself into contention right up to the last moments of the Abu Dhabi race, where it went down to the wire and he lost out by 2 points, but he never gave up. He was ready to give up at so many moments when he thought he was out of contention, but to manage to get from 104 points back all the way to being just 2 points behind the winner, even when he won the last 3 of the races, it's quite astonishing, if anything. And then in second position goes to Lando Norris. He had an epic revival to go from being the leader in the championship for the first 4 races, winning in Australia, to then losing it in Jeddah, but then being able to pick it right back up in Mexico with that epic run that he had, being 30 seconds ahead of anyone else, and regaining the championship from then on, and winning Mexico, then winning Brazil, and the fact that there were so many obstacles thrown in his way as well, which I've mentioned in last week's episode as well, to still be able to be in contention so much so that he won it, is an amazing feat for him. And the only thing that's putting him in second position rather than first is the fact that he was out of contention for the first. Well, he was always in contention. He was just not always in first position because he lost it to his teammate. And his teammate, being Oscar Piastri, he has to be my top driver of the year because of the longevity of him being the leader in the championship for so long. He won so many races, which just proves that he is a worthy teammate. He is a worthy champion. He is bound to win the championship at some point, and I do not doubt that for a second. And just to be able to prove that, because obviously he is known, unfortunately, for his first win being something that Lando gave up for him in Hungary in 2024. There was just sort of like a bit of doubt, and then he proved himself in Azerbaijan last year when he was able to win the race even under constant pressure from Charles Leclerc then, to then be able to just turn that around even more and win 7 races. It just shows that it wasn't a fluke. He is a worthy champion, and only in his 3rd season. He's going into his 4th season now, and I feel like he's got so much more in his back pocket, and I am looking forward to seeing what he's got. He might very well be my top driver of 2025 again. Who knows? We'll see where he goes, but he is top driver for me personally in 2025. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Formula Amateur. This will be the last episode of 2025, but don't worry, we'll be back next year in the first Saturday with a big surprise coming, so get ready for that. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Enjoy your New Year's. I hope you enjoyed your Christmas, and I hope you check out my lovely colleagues on the Be The Change Media Network. Check out BeTheChangeMediaNetwork.com. FormulaAmateur.com is on its way, as I've been saying for a very long time. And have a lovely rest of your weekend, and Happy New Year. Goodbye.